But for our next story, let's cross over to the lakeside city of Kisumu, where Senator Catherine Muma is currently in Kisumu leading stakeholders forum in the war against gender-based violence. My colleague Achola Simon is currently on that beat and now brings us up to date with what exactly is happening. Over to you, Achola.
Well, thank you very much, Ben, Troy, Njue. Indeed, we are coming to you from Kisumu County and specifically in Nyakachi sub-county, where, of course, we are focusing our eyes on gender-based violences. Of course, it's an issue that is actually being pushed by Senator Catherine Muma, who's actually been here since morning, of course, bringing together stakeholders across the county just to discuss this topical issue. If you remember recently, a couple of years back, of course, the National Endemic Diseases, initially called National AIDS Control Council, has actually added gender-based violence as one of the triple threats that actually needs to be discussed and resolved in the county. So as we speak right now, of course, we are with Senator Catherine Muma, and she'll just tell us why they're actually here.
Thank you very much. My name is Catherine Muma, and today we have converged here as part of the collaboration between women members of parliament. By members of parliament, I mean National Assembly members and women senators, with the presidency. You are aware the presidency recently set up a task force headed by Dr. Nancy Baraza to address the issue of GBV and femicide. And you are aware that there is no county that can claim to be safe of GBV, of femicide, and there is lots of violence that is happening around the country. So the campaign is taking members of parliament who pick a constituency where they can go to have a conversation or a campaign against GBV and femicide. Now, I have come to Nyakachi constituency as a constituency that is my home constituency. I come from Kakamega and I'm married to within Kisumu County and Nyakachi. And if you look at the statistics, we have bad statistics in Kisumu County on the issue of triple threat.
When you say bad statistics, what does it mean?
Kisumu is the leading county now in HIV infections. And we are talking about over 73,000 persons are living with HIV in Kisumu County. And previously, the previous NAC statistics used to show Homa Bay as a lead. Homa Bay is now doing better. And I believe Homa Bay is because they have put a very specific campaign around issues of triple threat. And now Kisumu is leading. Nyakachi is within Kisumu. Nyakachi is number 4 in those statistics. And within Kisumu, Nyakachi is leading, together with Nyando, are leading with the teen pregnancies. And teen pregnancies is a language that is used in the health sector, but it's actually about defilement. We all know that it's an offense in this country to have sexual intercourse with someone who is below the age of 18. So all those that we are calling teen pregnancies are actually defilement cases. But do we have as many cases within the courts? No. These are issues that are actually being swept under the carpet, and children are being defiled. On Friday, I was in Homa Bay, where I was intervening for a petitioner who had raised an issue of a 9-year-old who was defiled by the uncle, brother to the father. And
Senator,
pregnant.
As you continue, the issue of gender-based violence, of course, most of these cases not getting to the courts, has been discussed for over the years, right? What is it that we're not doing right to ensure that indeed these cases move from local discussion up until we get to the court, so that then justice can actually be served?
Now, if you look at the people I've invited here today, I've invited the Nyakachi Council of Elders, the Luo Council of Elders, the police, the administration, that is the chiefs and sub-chiefs. We've invited the Nyamreruas, those are the people who deliver, the women who deliver, the kids who get pregnant. We've invited the CHPs. They walk into these homes and they can see what is happening. We've invited the Nyumba Kumi and the legal paralegals. We are partnering with a lot of civil society. Why did I do that? Because part of the problem is addressing it siloed. We one day are picking on the police, the next day we are picking on the chief. I have told the community in Nyakach that this is not a problem that will be resolved as a political issue. This is a problem that is community-based, and we must decide. The person who decides to bribe the sub-chief so that the case ends in the village, who is that? It's a community member. The sub-chief who refuses, who takes a bribe and refuses to, actually a community within the community. And most of the chiefs, by the way, are picked from the community. The person who is defiling the child, most of the time is a member of the community. But then we decide, let us protect him. Yet the law is clear on what we should do. And what I have asked them clearly, we need as Nyakach to decide how can we rescue our children. And I have also told them, it's not just the girls. Boys are being defiled in schools as well. So how can we start openly discussing these issues, including sex education? I will dare say it on television.
Fantastic.
That we need to do sex education so that our children who are getting influenced by social media can at least have our own version of how we think they should behave on matters casual sex.
Fantastic. Senator, of course, these are discussions that must continue, and the government must actually, or the country must actually take a prophylaxis approach where we actually prevent these issues from actually happening. That is Senator Catherine Muma, of course, delving deeper into the issue of gender-based violence and, of course, the effect it's actually having on the community, and why there's need for all stakeholders across the board to ensure that indeed they have a discourse around this issue so that then it can actually be tackled at a very basic level. Back to you, Ben Troy Njue.